Picture this, high up in the Himalayas. The air is thin, the peaks just scrape the sky. This place, it's the roof of the world, and for decades, it's been a major flashpoint. But something just happened up there. A battle was fought and won, in a way that could change, well, everything we know about warfare. So let's get right into it and break down how this all went down.
Now that's not some kind of riddle. It's probably the most critical strategic question of our time. And guess what? We just got the answer. And it wasn't in a textbook. It was demonstrated in real time on what is arguably the most dangerous and fought-over border on the planet.
So here's what happened. Just a few days ago, right? In Arunachal Pradesh, it's a moonless night, pitch black, and elements of China's People's Liberation Army start a stealth mobilization. I mean, this is straight out of the military playbook. Use the terrain, use the darkness, achieve total surprise. And by all conventional logic, the Indian Army patrols in that area, they should have walked straight into a trap, a really, really bad one. But here's the thing. The big bloody clash that everyone expected, it just didn't happen. The threat was spotted, it was tracked, and it was neutralized long before it became a real danger. Now get this, the warning didn't come from a scout hidden in the rocks. It didn't come from a spy satellite orbiting overhead. Nope, the warning came from an algorithm, a piece of software running hundreds of miles away. An AI literally saw the attack coming before a single soldier even set foot on that frozen ground.
What you're about to hear is the story of how big data and artificial intelligence just stopped a war in its tracks. And believe me, this isn't just an upgrade. It's a complete revolution in military intelligence. So stay till the end, because some shocking things I am going to reveal in this video. Let's get back to the video.
Okay, so how do we know all this? Well, the official word dropped on February 17, 2026. Picture the scene. The India AI Impact Summit, a really big deal. And a top-ranking, highly decorated commander, Lieutenant General Dinesh Singh Rana, steps up to the podium. And what he says next is nothing short of a bombshell. In this speech, which was surprisingly open, he basically confirmed it all. He said, look, the Indian military's done just testing artificial intelligence. It's not an experiment anymore. He revealed that these AI systems are now fully operational, live, in real combat situations along the border. And then he laid it all out, telling the story of how one of these systems was the very thing that stopped that PLA move we were just talking about.
And you have to understand, what the general said, it wasn't just some clever line for the news. It was the announcement of a whole new era in warfare. Think about it. This is the new doctrine. The power to know exactly what your enemy is going to do before they do it. That kind of perfect information is now more powerful than any tank, any missile, or any weapon you can build.
So the big question is, how did they actually do it? Well, the answer has a name, Project Sanjay, and it's super classified. Now, don't think of this as just some app on a computer. A better way to imagine it is like a giant digital nervous system for India's entire border defense. It's like they built a synthetic brain whose only job is to watch the entire battlefield, know everything that's ever happened there, and then predict what's going to happen next. All right, let's get into the nuts and bolts. How does this thing actually work? Well, the secret sauce behind Project Sanjay is something called sensor fusion. And that might sound technical, but the idea is simple. It's not just about grabbing tons and tons of data from, drones, sensors, satellites. Anyone can do that. The magic is taking that chaotic mess, that flood of information, and instantly weaving it all together into one single clear picture of what's happening. A picture that can actually predict the future. It all happens in 3 key steps. First, the system dives into this massive library of old information, which they call the data lake. Second, it uses all that history to build models that can predict what the enemy will do. And finally, step 3, it spits out clear, simple intelligence that a commander on the ground can actually use right then and there. And the real key here, the thing that makes it all work, is just the insane amount of data. Project Sanjay has been fed very carefully more than 25 years of top-secret operational history. We're talking everything, the exact path of every Chinese patrol, where they set up temporary camps, how they move troops around when the seasons change. It even knows how things like landslides or blizzards have affected their movements. All of this logged since the late 90s. It's a massive digital memory. And that historical library is the secret to its superpower. See, the AI doesn't just see what's happening right now. It knows what should be happening. It's like it has a perfect memory of what a normal day looks like for every single inch of that border. So, let's say it spots a supply truck moving at 3 a.m. in an area that's always been quiet in February. Boom, it flags that as a deviation. It's an anomaly. It's a giant digital red flag screaming, hey, something's different, pay attention. But wait, it gets even more precise. There's another layer, a system called ECAS, and this thing, It doesn't watch, it listens. It's constantly scanning all the radio waves in the air. Now, every military unit out there has its own unique electronic fingerprint, right? Their radio signature. Well, ECAS can pick up on these signatures with an incredible 99.4% accuracy. So what does that mean? It means if a radio signal that belongs to, say, a Chinese artillery unit suddenly pops up somewhere it shouldn't be, the system knows it instantly. It knows who they are and has a pretty good idea of what they're up to.
So you might be asking, why is this such a huge deal right here in this specific spot? Well, it's because this border, the one in Arunachal Pradesh, is an absolute nightmare for anyone trying to watch it. We're talking about incredibly dense jungles, ridges so sharp you could cut yourself, and sheer cliffs. Your standard surveillance stuff, it's basically blind out there.
And you can really see what a game changer it is when you put the old ways next to the new ones. The old way? Giant mountains block your radar. For weeks on end, thick clouds make your satellites totally useless. But these new AI-powered drones, they don't care about mountains or clouds. They just fly their routes 24/7, running this really smart software called change detection. And here's the crazy part. If a single rock on a hill has been moved from one drone pass to the next, the AI flags it for the commander. I mean, literally, nothing gets missed.
But here's the reality check. India isn't doing this in a bubble. This is a full-blown digital arms race, and the competition is absolutely fierce. China's PLA is going all in on AI, sticking it in everything from their J-20 stealth fighters to the targeting computers on their long-range missiles. What this means is that this border, the line of actual control, has basically become the world's most advanced and most dangerous testing ground for AI warfare.
Now, this huge success in Arunachal Pradesh, it didn't just happen overnight. It was built on the back of lessons they learned from earlier missions. Things like Operation Sindoor back in 2025, where they first started using early versions of AI to help guide their operations.
And now the plan is to go big, really big. By 2027, the goal is to have a massive fleet of over 30,000 AI-powered drones flying along that border. Just think about that for a second. A fleet that big means they can watch the entire, dangerous, 3,488-kilometer border 24/7 completely autonomously. It's essentially a digital fence patrolled by algorithms that don't need to sleep, never get tired, and literally never blink.
But with all this incredible power comes a massive risk, right? I mean, what happens if the AI gets it wrong? What if it predicts an attack that isn't actually happening? A commander trusting that data could fire the first shot and start a catastrophic war by mistake. And that is exactly why the current rule, the absolute core of this new doctrine, is that a human always has to be in the loop. The machine can give you all the suggestions in the world, but at the end of the day, a soldier makes the final call.
So when you look at the big picture, this silent victory in the mountains is a huge deal. It's the ultimate proof that India's big push for self-reliance in defense tech, what they call the Atmanirbhar initiative, isn't just a political slogan anymore. It's real. It's working. It's now a tactical shield protecting the border.
And that really brings us to the harsh new reality of the 21st century. Because what this whole episode proves, beyond a shadow of a doubt, is that future wars won't be won by the army with the most soldiers. They'll be won by the side with the best code.
Which leaves us with one last and kind of scary question. Right now, the rule is clear. The human is in charge. But as these AI systems get smarter and faster and prove themselves to be even more reliable than a human, how long can that last? How long until we decide the machine should make the call?
So, what do you think about all this? Is this new tech the ultimate peacekeeper? Something that can stop wars before they even begin? Or are we giving way too much power to the machines? Let us know your thoughts. Make sure you subscribe to this channel for the latest updates and watch the video coming in your screen. Thanks for watching.